In this video, we're gonna talk about salts. We're gonna tell you their properties, their types of salts, and everything about them. Something that you need to know is that all the salts are substances obtained from a neutralization reaction. So you may be wondering, what is a neutralization reaction? Well, it is a chemical reaction in which an acid and a base react quantitatively with each other. In a reaction in water, neutralization results in there being no excess of hydrogen or hydroxide ions present in solution. The pH of the neutralized solution depends on the acid strength of the reactants. Neutralization is used in many applications such as salts and other ions. The reaction of an acid with a base produces salt and water, which creates a salt. All inorganic salts have a metal at the beginning of the formula. For example, sodium chloride, it has a sodium at the beginning, which is a metal. Probably we all know that sodium chloride is not the only example of an inorganic salt. It can also exist potassium nitrate, potassium sulfate, potassium chloride, sodium chloride, and there's a huge amount of examples of inorganic salts. The salts can be classified in two groups according to the presence or absence of oxygen, and it can be alloyed salts or oxysalts. The alloyed salts are several replace the hydrogen atoms, which are only partially exchanged for metallic atoms or basic radicals, as potassium sulfate, which is an acid salt that is considered as an alloyed salt. Another thing that you need to know is that they are composed by a metal and a non-metal. And if you don't know the difference between a metal and a non-metal, the metals is all the electrons that flow relatively freely between atoms in any object composed of two or more metal atoms, whereas electrons or non-metals are more tightly bound to their respective nuclei. Within individual chemical bonds, this results in other significant features of metal, particularly their height, thermal or electrical conductivity. And now that you know the difference between a metal and a non-metal, it will be easier for you to identify if it is metal or non-metal, and now you can create a salt easier. And now we're gonna talk about the oxysalts. First of all, they are composed by a metal and a radical. You already know what a metal is, but some people wonder what a radical is. Radical is an atom molecule or ion that has unpaired valence electrons. With some exceptions, these unpaired electrons make free radicals highly chemically reactive towards other substances or even towards themselves. Their molecules will often spontaneously demerize or polymerize if they come in contact with each other. We already talked about the type of salts. Now we're gonna tell you the properties of salts. They are solids with a crystalline structure. They are considered as ionic compounds. And as we already told you, they are obtained by a neutralization reaction and not exhibit with a pH equal to 7, because as you know, neutralization means that their pH is neutral, so they need to have a pH equals to 7. They suffer a hydrolysis reaction. It usually means the cleavage of chemical bonds by the addition of water. And they also suffer the hygroscopic reaction, which is the phenomenon of attracting and holding water molecules from the surrounding, usually at the room temperature. The most common example of salt, as we all know, is salt. Well, salt is a natural mineral, and it's made up of a white cup-shaped crystal composed of two elements, sodium and chloride. It's translucent, colorless, and had a distinctive and characteristic taste. And it's made of the element sodium, Na, and the element chlorine, Cl. I hope this video was helpful for you and it helped you to understand more about salts Thank you for your attention.